Let's go! Hello, family and other NFL family. Welcome into Rams Wednesday, the show that's on Wednesday, and we talk about the Los Angeles Rams. Let me just fade this music out here. Oh, woo! Let's go. It's good to be alive today. Thanks for tuning in with me, whether you're live with me right now or you're watching on the replay. Thanks so much for stopping in and making me a minor character in your story today. I hope you're doing well. We are talking about lots this episode. There's so much happening with the Rams. We're going to talk about the Rams going to Green Bay. We're going to talk about Baker Mayfield. We're going to talk about Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Ben Skoranek, Tutu out. We're going to talk about tons of things, Rams, today. We're going to talk about some contracts. I could go on, and I'm going to right here, right now. Appreciate each and every one of you. Just so you know, we are, if you're new here, I do kind of make this into segments that I have organized. I'm going to talk about. I'll clip those segments out afterwards. I know a lot of people enjoy it when I do that, and I'll try and get them out right afterwards. But between segments, I interact with all of you, and if you have any questions or comments, I do my best to go through all of them. Hello, AutoCon. Good to see you. And no, the stream has not ended. Just starting. I should really get a better intro slide there for that. But good to see you, Wicked T in the house. We got Buenos Dad. No worries, man. Appreciate you. We got Michael here. Good to see you as always, Michael. And let's AutoCon, we're glad you're here for the second time. We appreciate it. And I love the Transformers, so I really appreciate your profile. Excited for the new movie. But we're not here to talk about movies. We're here to talk about the Rams. We're not going to talk about finance or dating or anything else. There's other YouTube channels, probably better YouTube channels for that. We are talking about the Los Angeles Rams here. Alex G, what up? Good to see you. And let me get into my first segment right away here. So our first segment today, we are going to talk about the Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. Yes, on the Rams Wire here, we'll start off with this. Monday Night Football versus the Packers, slated to be the Rams' coldest game in 30 years. An article by a friend of the show, Cameron DeSilva, on the Rams Wire. The Los Angeles Rams better dress warm for their trips to Green Bay this week because it's going to be cold, like cold. The high of the day on Monday is 14 degrees with 10 miles per hour winds, making it feel even colder. That wind chill is real. I live in Canada. I know that wind chill well. At the time of kickoff, it'll be around 11 degrees with winds blowing of 8 miles per hour. So not only will it be frigid, but the wind is going to make it even more challenging to throw the ball, something that's been difficult enough for both teams in 2022. Looking back, it's been a long time since Rams have played a game in this cold, and they never have under head coach Sean McVay. According to StatHead, the coldest outdoor game the Rams have played under McVay was in 2018 when they visited the Broncos, and the temperature was 25 degrees. And I'll just kind of, it goes on to continue kind of the history of the Rams playing in the cold. I'll post the article in the description below. But spoiler alert, the Rams have not played a lot. And the last time they played a game where the temperature was 20 degrees or colder was in 1992, not coincidentally at Lambeau Field against the Packers. The Rams lost that game. We don't need to talk about that. Since 1970, the Rams have only played 5 outdoor games in sub-20 degree conditions, and they went 2-3 in those games, and all of them came between 1972 and 1992. It's been a while since they've had to bundle up the way that they're going to have to on Monday night. So I a couple things here. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Canadian. It's kind of in my YouTube channel name right now. I've played a lot of football in the cold with my friends growing up in Canada. Snow football is one of my favorite things. I still love snow football. And I'm hoping that the Rams will, get the hand warmers on the sideline, wear the big coats over the jerseys and the pads, and let's bundle up. Let's go into Green Bay, and I'm hoping we can play some good football. But this does ask me this. Oh, this does make me ask the question: will the Rams offense freeze in Green Bay? Again, I love what happened on Thursday night with the Raiders. I'm not taking anything away from the Mayfield miracle. But the Rams offense as a whole has struggled this season. And if we bring up the ESPN page for this game here, you'll notice they're already predicting ESPN Analytics 77.8% chance that the Packers win this game. But if you go down, you go to, they go through our injury report, which we know it's substantial. It's a lot. We'll talk about that in a moment. But if you go points per game, the Rams are still only at 16.8 points per game. The Packers are at 20.2. This could be a low-scoring game, which might favor the Rams. I don't know if the Rams right now are fully built to go and put 30, 40 points on the scoreboard. So that might be something that if the Rams can hang around and keep it to that, 10, that 10-point lead, or if they're able to somehow get a lead, a cold game might actually favor the Rams, giving them the opportunity to take this game from Green Bay. Now, Green Bay has had their own struggles. I don't want to belittle that. This is, it's not like the Rams are going to play the Chiefs right now, right? We're going into Lambeau to a team that, though they do have a good quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, they have a questionable wide receiving core. They have some questionable play calling on offense. They have some questionable special teams. And if you look at, their defense here, they are giving up some yards here. They're 358.3 average per game, and giving up 154.8 yards on the ground per game. That means that if Cam Akers and Kyren Williams can continue to get going, I know the run game has not been a strength for the Rams this season, but I don't know, guys. I'm really hoping the Rams can pull out this win here. I think that. Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm just realizing I forgot to add this to the stream here. Here, let me. Yeah. So you'll see that the 154.8. I'm really looking into this game as a game where we're going to need a lot of players to step up that we haven't heard of. Right. Let's get Ben Skoranek involved. And Ram fans have heard of him, but the rest of the world hasn't. And it's going to be on Monday Night Football. We know the announcers. I can just hear it now. Aikman's going to and Joe Buck. They're going to mess up Ben Skoranek's name, and that's part of the reality of having a team that's decimated by injuries. Is you need a lot of players that kind of are diamonds in the rough. But I'm optimistic that the Rams can win this game. I think that we can go into Green Bay, and it would just be such a fun way to build off of that win versus the Raiders. So I'm really hoping that the Rams can win this game for sure. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? All right, speaking of comments, let me get back to yours here. Let's see. We got Michael. I don't understand, but we got a chance. Yeah, I in my next segment, I'll go, Michael. I'm just going to read some comments here, but in my next segment, I'll explain in detail how the Rams make the playoffs here. And I have a fun way of doing it too. Hey, Jared, it's good to see you, Jared Ramirez. Was about to play my Rams franchise in Madden, but I can't. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Oh, not speaking of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, hopefully EA fixed their server. I didn't know their servers were down. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing Christian Watson. Hey, we got Niners all day. Good to see you, man. Of course, you're cheering on the Packers. Michael is cheering on the Rams. Okay. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Michael. Yeah, because that helps helps the Seahawks out. Yeah. It doesn't it doesn't snow where you live. Snow where you live. Okay. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Rams get the hand warmers and the tail. Yeah. Yep. Get them all ready. Me too. Good to see you. Baker Mayfield has some experience playing in the cold. He does. That's true. Yeah, in Cleveland. Yes. Good point, Michael. Yep. Hey, John. Good to see you. Yeah, we're feeling good about Baker. We're feeling good. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. Please win some games so the Cards lost to the Broncos. We would still draft before the line. Yeah, Michale, I hear you. That's fair. I love how Seahawks fans have done that math already. I think it's going to be 13-6 or 16-13 Rams. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in that ballpark too. Yeah, I think there's a lot of field goals. Yeah. Yeah, Packers receivers are somewhat inconsistent. Yep. Are good, but they're not Devontae Adams. Yeah. Hey, Sinjin, good to see you. Always a pleasure. We got lots of cool people in the chat today, and we got Squad Boys, right? Yeah. Sometimes I wish it snows in the southern Pacific of where I live. Hey, it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. I have some snow on the ground out where I am, and it was cold today, but I still got out for a walk, which was good, trying to stay active. So my next segment here, it's gonna be a fun one. All right, guys, forgive me. I've never done something like this before, but we're gonna try it here. Okay, we're gonna, let me just share this tab here. Okay, sharing is caring. Okay, oh, I gotta zoom in on this. So give me a sec here. All right. This is something the New York Times. I don't want that offer. This is something the New York Times did by Josh Kaz, Kevin Kearley, Rumsey Taylor. Apologize if I messed up any of those names. But this came out a couple days ago, and I found this, and I thought this was fun. I thought I'd make it part of Rams Wednesday today. So this is an interactive experience of calculating the Rams odds. So the Rams beat the Raiders, but their chances to make the playoffs are still less than 1%. And so they have an interactive tool here that we're going to try and increase the odds for the Rams to make the playoffs here by putting in the ideal scenario. Okay. So Rams, if they win out, they win all 4 games. So beat the Packers, they beat all that. That increases their chances of making the wild card to 1%. Okay. So that's interesting. So let's go to next week here, week 15. Okay. So we need the Seahawks to lose out. Okay. So we need the 49ers to beat it. So so if they do that, automatically that increases the Rams' chances to 2%. All right. Okay, we're gonna fly through some of these here because some of these games don't really matter. Yeah, and we would want. The Saints and Falcons might impact us here. I think we would probably want. We have a tiebreaker with the Falcons, but I think the Saints are in a worse spot. I think we want the Saints to be the Falcons here. Okay, but then the Lions and the Jets. We want the Jets to beat the Lions. Okay, sorry, Jared Goff. And as you can see, that increases our chances to 3% to make the playoffs here. Okay, that doesn't really do anything with these AFC matchups here, so I'm just going to click through it. Here, the Buccaneers winning their division is probably going to happen. Doesn't really, but as you can see, there is some slight changes here. Okay, this is the big one here. The Giants and Commanders, whoever loses this game has to lose out. So it doesn't matter who wins or loses. Just one of them has to lose out, whoever loses. So in this situation, we're going to pick, we'll say the Commanders lose out. Okay, so we'll say the Giants win. Okay, of course, we already picked the Rams to win. And here, we're flying through these. Here, we want the Falcons to lose because we don't want the Falcons to get more than 8 wins. But here in week 16, we want the Lions to lose at the Panthers. So we're going to do that again. Sorry, Jared Goff and Lions. And as you go through these here, the Bills at the Bears, we want that. We want the Browns to beat the Saints in week 16. Oh, the Seahawks game, we need the Chiefs to beat the Seahawks again. And as you can see that, it's, and they're simulating all these different scenarios, right? But looks like I messed something up here. But we essentially want we want the Giants to lose. We want, doesn't matter. Well, you know what? Give the Texans a win just for fun over Tennessee. We want the Commanders to lose again. Broncos, we need the Rams to beat them on Christmas Day. It doesn't matter. Eagles and Cowboys. Doesn't matter. We want the Packers to lose. We need the Buccaneers. Doesn't matter, but give the Cards a win. Why not? Give the Colts a win. All right, week 17 here. And you know what? I'm realizing I don't know if you guys are enjoying me doing this thing. This isn't as fun and as interactive as I thought it would be, but I'll just scatter through here. We need essentially the Seahawks to lose out. The Rams have to win out. The Seahawks have to lose out here. Here. You know what? I don't think this tool is doing what I thought it was going to do, but that's okay. I'll leave that. But this is what needs to happen. The Rams need to win out. The Seahawks need to lose out. Either the Giants or the Commanders need to lose out. So they play each other next week. So whoever loses that game, we need to lose out. And then teams that are ahead of the Rams in the playoff wildcard race, like the Falcons, the Lions, and a NFC team, they can't have more than 8 wins. And that is how the Rams miraculously would make the playoffs. And as you can tell, it's a very slim chance. And a lot would have to go the Rams' way. But there's a chance. There's a chance. All right, let's get back to your comments here. Let's see. It snowed in Seattle 2 weeks ago. Okay. If we could turn the tables, yeah, that would be a miracle, Michael. Hey, Justin. Good to see you. Taking health-related. I hope he's okay. I know he's under a lot of heat. That's for sure. Michael, we just need divine intervention to make it happen. Yeah. Ben is the next cut. We're going to talk about Ben Skowronek in a little bit here. And it looks like I'm caught up on the. Oh yeah! Imagine this actually happened. Yeah. Oh, AutoCon. If it happens, it'd be nuts. It'd be nuts. We would never forget it. That's for sure. Oh, it would be amazing. Yeah. Which does bring me to my next segment here. Okay. As fun as it is to talk about the possibility of making the playoffs, I do want to be real. I do want to be, aware. I don't want to be delusional about what's happening with the Rams. So I wanted to talk about this here. So Sean McVay said in his press conference yesterday, this is from the Rams.com by Stu Jackson, their staff writer. McVay, hard-pressed to see scenario where Cooper Kupp plays again this season. John Wolford probably out for week 15 at Packers. So Rams coach Sean McVay said Tuesday it'd be hard-pressed to see Cooper Kupp due to his ankle injury, plays again this season. But he did kind of back it up saying, I've got to be careful speaking in absolutes, McVay said during a video conference with reporters on Tuesday. I think it would be surprising if he was able to play again, but I don't want to say there's 0% chance of that. Kupp was placed on injured reserve on November 16th after sustaining a high ankle sprain late in the Rams' Week 10 loss to the Cardinals, an injury which required surgery. Kupp posted a team-high 75 catches for 812 yards and 6 touchdowns in 10 games and all starts. I am of the mindset that we got to just accept the reality that this season, in terms of injuries, it sucked. You would be hard pressed to find a team who loses their best offensive player, their best defensive player, and their quarterback to injury that did well. On top of experiencing unprecedented but not uncommon injury to the offensive line. The Rams O-line has been decimated from week 1 and really until just recently. We're having consistency at the O-line positions. So this season has definitely been tough for the Rams in regards to injuries. That's no secret. And that gets me to thinking these injuries have implications for the Rams long term, right? And Baker Mayfield is something else that we'll talk about in a moment here. But when your quarterback gets injured like that, Matthew Stafford, right? It's not uncommon for quarterbacks to get injured. That happens, every year, and it's sad. It's annoying. You feel frustrated for the players, the fans. They want to cheer on their quarterback. They want to cheer on the best player, to be on the field for their team. And whenever I see the shots of Stafford and Kupp and Donald on the sideline in street clothes, I'm just like, man, like not even a full calendar year ago, these were the 3 guys that were on the float at Disneyland after they won the Super Bowl. And here they are on the sideline and just watching the game. They're essentially, as Sean McVay says, an extension of our coaching staff. And I'm just, I'm just wondering, with Kupp, I believe he's going to come back from the high ankle sprain and play next year. I'm not too worried about that. With Donald, I know people speculated about his retirement, but he also has, high ankle sprain. I believe Aaron Donald will be back next year as well. He's got too much to play for, legacy, money. I don't believe he's retiring, and I don't think he wants his career to go out the way that it has this season. Now, the Matthew Stafford retirement question is something that I feel like I constantly get asked about on this channel, and rightfully so. We really can't, make any, bold predictions or anything like that until we have more information. The one bit of news that we did get from Sean McVay is that he likely won't need surgery. So then it's a matter of Stafford's long-term health, recovery from his injuries he's had this year, the shoulder, the neck, not neck, the spinal cord, and also just he's been in concussion protocol twice. So it's not fun things to talk about, but it is real. It's raw. And so when you look at all of those injuries stacked up, combined with, losing Allen Robinson, I didn't even mention that, losing, kind of the different pieces of our offense and learning how to relearn that. It's something that it's frustrating for sure. But I'm still optimistic the Rams can move past these injuries and make some decisions for the future. But yeah, there's a lot to prove here. All right, let me get back to your comments here, everyone. Thanks for tuning in here. We have to win out. Every team in the NFC must lose. Pretty much, not every team, but a good chunk of them. Yeah. Hey, Drex, is good to see you. We need to pray for more chaos. Yeah, chaos. Yeah. I feel we can win versus the Packers. Yeah, definitely. Rams Packers Monday Night Football prime time. Hey, Gil, good to see you. A lot of the rest of the Rams games, but we'll rise from the fire next season like the Phoenix. Yeah. I firmly believe we can do that. Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Packers, Ben, good to see you. One of our resident Packers fans on the channel. He said, "Hey man, good luck to your Rams against my Green Bay Packers. I hope it's a good game. I have the Packers winning 28-21." Okay, Ben. I'm thinking it's going to be a little more low scoring than that. Just given the weather and everything like that. But interesting. Ben, you're a huge supporter of the channel. Really appreciate you coming on by, man. And definitely hope to see you at the watch party. The only lineman who's consistent right now is Rob Havens. Yeah, you're right, Michael. He's the only one. Yep. Hello, Belle Lindsay. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping on. Dahl won't go out like this. Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, Jack 4-2. I agree. Yeah. This year, most of my favorite teams will have either been kicked out or are going to lose. The Dodgers lost, Team USA lost, Bulls might, the Rams also might. Well, that's being a sports fan, Autocon. So sometimes it's just not your year. That's why you appreciate the years that your teams are good. Stafford can return week 17 versus the Chargers. I don't think he will retire. Yeah, I don't think we see Stafford this year again. I could be wrong. That's just my gut instinct. But yeah, that's just the kind of the vibe I'm getting, that the Rams are okay giving Baker Mayfield the opportunity to audition for his his future. I would just rather start Baker rest of the season than gamble on playing Stafford and risk injury. Yeah, I feel that. I feel Cup will be back week 18. Maybe, and maybe if there is a chance that the Rams, are still like if that miracle scenario happens where the Rams actually have a chance, maybe. But without that, I don't think we see Cup again this year personally. But we'll see. Oh yeah, I'll see thoughts on signing defensive tackle Lauren Murkison's. I've heard the Seahawks wanted him. Yeah. It sounded like there was some interest in him for sure. I like it. I think it proves depth at that the Rams need, and that's something that I really think the Rams are making good use of their low waiver priority and signing guys that have interest from other teams like Mayfield and now Murkison. So yeah, I'm stoked about it, Alex. Hey, Exotic Soy Sauce, good to see you. And I just saw Wild Man Samurai with the $5 super chat, the $5. Let's go. Thank you, Wild Man. That's so kind. That's so kind of you. Rams will fix the O-line and make the playoffs next year. I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping. But thank you again for that $5 super chat. That is so kind of you, Wild Man. Thank you. Much, much appreciated. All right, that being said here, let me get into our next segment here. And I want to talk about no, I don't have a graphic for this. I thought I did. No, that's cool. I want to talk about, I just have a title. Yeah. Baker Mayfield. Star, starter, or journeyman quarterback? Let me know in the comments what you think. So whether Mayfield plays for the Rams or another team next year, you can't argue that Mayfield has been given a golden opportunity to play with an offensive-minded head coach for these next couple games. And whether he plays for the Rams or he's playing for another team, Mayfield has to make the most of this opportunity he has, right? He had kind of the falling out in Cleveland. He had let's call it what it is, the failed experiment of the Baker Mayfield experience in Carolina. It just didn't work. It didn't work with the Panthers. Maybe it was a scheme thing, personnel thing, I don't know. But Mayfield didn't look that good. But then one game with the Rams, okay, he's looking good. Like he's looking okay. He played well for only having 48 hours, right? We've talked that to smithereens. But I really want to ask this question. Is he going to be a star? Is he going to be a starter? Or is he going to be a journeyman? Mayfield, 24 years old. You see him look to next year. And when you look at the teams that are looking for a quarterback, I think just off the top of my head, I think like the Saints, I think like the Texans. I think there's a lot of teams that will be looking for a quarterback that aren't necessarily the best situation. And I personally think maybe even if Stafford doesn't retire and comes back next year, which is definitely a chance, like I'm going to say it's 50-50 right now, I think Mayfield is better to stay and sign some sort of contract with the Rams to stay and back up Matt Stafford than he is to go to a team that's a bad situation. He's been in two franchises that just can't seem to get it right in the Browns and the Panthers, right? I think he'd be way better to stay in a stable franchise. I mean, the guy's made lots of money, and I think he would be in a much better position staying with a team like the Rams. Now, if he balls out and he earns a big money contract that the Rams wouldn't maybe be able to afford him next year, that's something that he'll have a chance to be a starter for another team, right? Now, it might be going to a team like the Texans or the Saints or a team that's rebuilding. And would that give him the chance to be a star, right? I don't think so. I think for Baker Mayfield to be a star quarterback, because there's a difference between a star and a starter, for him to be a star quarterback, he needs to go to a team that has a well-established coach, has weapons on offense, has the ability to win games. I don't know if the Rams are his best option next year, but I do think they're going to be a rock solid option. And then for him to be a journeyman quarterback, is that just going to be the case? He's kind of goes the way of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick or a Josh McCown, or some of these other quarterbacks that are just swapping teams, that Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod Taylor, that just, it seems like every year they're on a new team, right? Is that going to be Baker Mayfield? Because he's on his third team in the same calendar year, right? So we'll see what happens with Baker Mayfield. But let me know in the comments, do you think he can be a star, a starter, or a journeyman quarterback? Only 24 years old. And I think he has tons of potential still. He clearly, does have some arm talent. And I don't think he's done, playing football. And I think, if anything, his best football of his career could be in front of him. All right. So let me get back to your comments here. You got to take a swig of water here quick. Cheers to everyone out there, whatever it is you're drinking. Oh, is he 20? Okay, okay. Baker's going to be a solid starter, not going to lie. Okay, cool. If we could get a new O-line, I think he can do great things in the future. Yeah, agreed. Wildman Samurai. If Stafford is too injured, then he will be our new quarterback. He's a former number overall pick. McVay isn't letting him go. It really depends on what Stafford does next year. Yeah, totally, absolutely. Is it 20? You know what? I think, let me just double check that. For some reason in my mind, I think he's 24. Maybe that shows how old I am. Baker Mayfield age. Yeah, he is 27. My mistake. Thanks, Michael, for calling me out. Yeah, I love it. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I don't know why I thought he was 24. Anyway, yes, that just shows my age. Yes, Mayfield's 27. Still. Oh boy. Okay, well, that's my bad. Thank you, Michael. If the O-line gets fixed, I think Mayfield can be a backup. But if not, then I think starter. Okay. Yep. I hope we keep him. Yep. We just need to get him protection. Yep. Hey, how's it going? Shay tweeted that. Yep. Message me on Twitter. Yeah, we can talk. No, just no. Not sure what you mean by that. How do you feel about the injuries this year compared to last year? Well, clearly there's been more this year. And again, if there's not many teams out there that can have pretty much their whole O-line decimated, lose their starting quarterback, lose their best player on offense, lose their best player on defense, and have also their second wide receiver injured, and have much success. And that's kind of been the Rams' year this year. I think that it's the unfortunate part of football, and that's one of the reasons NFL players get paid a lot of money is the risk for injury. But yeah, it's frustrating for sure. And if you look at last year, the Rams still had injuries. Like most notably like Robert Woods getting injured. Higbee was banged up a lot last year, especially in the playoffs. But you hope that you hope that we can come back healthy next year and stay healthy next year for sure. Okay, I gotta take another swig of water here. Cheers to everyone out there. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. Yes. How could I forget? Van Jefferson missed the first half of the year too. Which I'm glad you brought up Van Jefferson because I want to talk about. That's what I want to talk about next year. Okay? Give me one sec here. Okay. Oh, Shay. Okay. After the stream, I'll for sure. I'll see that you follow. Oh, I see it here. You know what? I'll do it right now. You're now following me, and send me a message, and I'll message you after the stream. All right. There we go. Sweet. Cool. Follow back. You should be able to DM me. All right. I want to talk about 3 really interesting players, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of a salary cap here. So, 3 interesting players for the Rams the rest of the year. They're all wide receivers. But we got to talk about them. The first one being Van Jefferson, right? He missed like the first half of the year. He caught the miraculous touchdown versus the Raiders to win the game late. Love that. Love that. The second one is Ben Skoranek, and the third one is Tutu Atwell. So first, Van, because Van's been here for a while. He carved out a role in this offense. He was kind of a surprise deep threat. But the reality is his contract is coming up. And with the money that the Rams are paying to Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson, I'm not sure we can re-sign Van. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to be realistic for the Rams to re-sign Van. So as much as I don't want to see Van go to another team, that might happen, right? And what are we going to see in him these last couple of games, right? Are we going to see him, getting open, shaking off defenders? We have some winnable games left on our schedule. Is Van going to be that go-to guy? Now, in the same breath, I talk about Ben Skoranek and Tutu Atwell. They are 2 of the most criticized Rams from last year, and I feel like they're winning Ram fans over right before our very eyes, especially Ben Skoranek. I feel like at the start of the year when he was doing like that hybrid fullback position, and I really feel he's starting to come into his own in his route running. And for a 7th-round draft pick, getting utilized the way that he is in his second season, Ben Skoranek is doing awesome. I am so excited to see him and his career move forward. I think that catch where he had to go up, climb the ladder, and get it like a fireman, right? Like I loved it. I loved it on that drive, and Mayfield did a great job delivering him that ball. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more Ben Skoranek for sure. Tutu Atwell, so many people were calling this guy a bust. So and I don't like to throw around the bust label or anything like that, but it's so encouraging to see Tutu Atwell get an opportunity to shake that label and show his skill set, show his speed, show his hands, put him on a crossing route or a slant route. Let's see what he does with it. Get him the ball early, see if he can make some guys miss. I want to see more Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, and Ben Skoranek this season, and they're going to get the opportunity. The reality is Cooper Kupp probably not coming back. Allen Robinson's not coming back this year, so they have these games to not just prove what they can do, but continue to improve upon what they do. And I think if those 3 wide receivers can continue to improve, especially Skoranek and Atwell, next year, this wide receiving core is going to get even more dangerous, right? More dangerous when Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson come back. But let me know in the comments, are you excited to cheer them on? Because the reality is that unless OBJ comes back, which I don't know if that's happening. All right, here. Let me just see here. Okay. Yeah. I'll talk to you. So you have a podcast for fantasy. I would love to appear on that. That's awesome. Yeah. Send me a message. We'll talk after the stream. Definitely. That sounds exciting. Stronach and Atwell are wild cards, wide receivers. Yeah. Just think about it. Cup had 75 receptions before he got hurt. Yeah, he was on a crazy pace. Yeah. You missed Jared Goff. Okay. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I will always cheer Goff on, but there's still times I see him with the Lions where you get the hot and Goff's cold, the touchdown throws and the no fumble or in the fumbles. Yeah, anyway, sorry, that's my rendition of Katy Perry's Hot and Cold, but Jared Goff version. But yeah, it happens. Tutu has become one of my favorite players. That's really cool, Autocon. That's cool. I'm cheering for him. I love it. You love it when people are getting criticized from all angle, and they're able to prove their haters wrong. I love it. Imagine the wide receiving corps with Kupp, Jefferson, Skronik, and Atwell. Like we haven't seen it this year. I guess you're right. Yeah. Baker and Cold is not good. He has a weak immune system. I think we win. A very physical game though. Again, that lower scoring game is what I could see. Yeah. Wide receiver corps. No worries. Everyone make sure to like, use that helps. Oh, appreciate that, Shay. That's really cool of you, man. Thank you. It shows us how the offense was going, but now we can finally see some younger guys develop and get playing time, and makes the play calling more diverse. And that's something that the Rams definitely have to play for this year, right? The Rams players, a lot of them are young players still developing in their NFL career, and this is their opportunity, right? So definitely a good comment there from Exotic Soy Sauce. And so the final segment I want to talk about is the Rams have some free agents coming up in 2023. And I know I don't want to talk offseason too much because the end of the season's coming, and I know we don't like it. We all go through football withdrawal because we love it when we can talk about the NFL every day. We do in the offseason anyway, but it's fun when you can do it in the season and football's on, and you can be like, oh, did you see that game last week? And yeah, love it. But I'm going to bring up a little thing here. Give me one sec. Oh, where to go? Yes, here we are. All right, give me a second here. Okay, yes. So I want to talk about Los Angeles Rams upcoming free agents. So these are the Rams that we have to make a decision on. And it's sort of, I'll zoom in a bit here because Sharon's carrying. So you look at it, there's Ashawn Robinson. He's 27. He's scheduled to be a free agent. I don't know if we'd bring him back. Maybe. There's been some disappointments there. Baker Mayfield, probably one of the most talked about and interesting question marks for the Rams next year, and for him himself, right? And he's also 27. He's 27, not 24. But he's going to be a unrestricted free agent. Troy Hill, who the Rams traded for, does he come back? He's 31 years old. I don't know. That's something to consider. Our kicker, Matt Gay, 28 years old. I think we got to bring him back. He's been such a great kicker. I don't think you let Matt Gay walk, personally. Taylor Rapp. Okay, I know a lot of you are going to be cheering about this. And Taylor Rapp, there's just so much about that. I don't think the Rams bring him back? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But he's gonna be an unrestricted free agent. He's only 24 years old. Ty Nseki, he's older, right tackle. So that's something to consider there. 37. But we kind of just brought him in. Our puncher, Riley Dixon, he's done well for us. I think we bring Riley Dixon back personally. Yeah, we'll see. Brandon Powell. Powell's played well for the Rams. I'd like to see him come back. I feel like he's becoming a bit of a fan favorite, player. And I really like what Brandon Powell brings in his skill set. So he's someone else. I talked about Van Jefferson and Cooper and Tutu Atwell and Ben Skronik earlier, but Brandon Powell is also someone who has a role in this offense and is playing for that next contract. Matt Serenka, center, David Long, John Wolford, not sure about him, right? Yeah, I'm worried about Wolford with that neck injury. Traven Howard, Bobby Evans. I don't think we bring Bobby Evans back. But something to think about. Matthew Orzak, our long snapper. I never know how to evaluate long snap. I guess if you don't talk about your long snapper, then that's probably means he's doing a good job. Grant Haley, Greg Gaines. What do you do there? I don't know. Jake Gervais, Copeland, Mike Hoyt, Canadian Mike Hoyt, who's recently been doing really well. I hope we bring him back. Bryce Perkins, Sean Jolly, David Edwards, Christian Roseboom, Nick Scott, Nick the Brick Scott. I don't know. We'll see. So those are just like kind of just a look at. So when you're watching, the Rams, the next couple of weeks and the last games of the season, just remember some of these players you're not going to see in Rams uniform ever again, right? And that's just the reality of it. But I'm excited to cheer them on, and we'll talk all off season about who's signing and who's not signing. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, out of the players I listed there, which ones do you want to make sure the Rams re-sign? All right, let me get back to your comments here. Appreciate everyone in here. Let's see. Green Bay leads the series 48-47-2. Okay, well, let's tie that up. Yep. You're saying sign Michael. Okay, I like this. Michael is saying sign Baker, sign him. And we need Matty Gay. Yeah, I think out of that list, Matt Gay is the most automatic. He's got to come back. Jack, what do you buy a wrap? I think that might be a wrap on wrap. Yeah. We'll see. We can let John Wolford walk for Bryce Perkins. Yeah, maybe. Well, and just before I move on, I'm curious, Michael. So say Stafford, this is totally just speculation. Stafford stays, he's starting. Mayfield signs, is backup. I'm worried about John Wolford's neck injury. It's lingering a lot. Wolford's often getting injured in practice. I'm of the mindset I'd like to see Wolf come in as a coach of some kind. Personally, he's a very likable guy, and clearly there's some sort of trust there with him. So I'm hoping Wolford comes back in a coaching capacity. But yeah, I could see us keeping Perkins in that third string role. Sign Powell, Baker, Nseki, and Robinson. Okay, well, if we can, that's a lot of money to go around, right? We need Powell. Prior to him, I used to stress a kick returner fumbles in the Atlanta game in 2017 by Farrell still rings. Oh, so I remember Farrell Cooper. Yeah. The Rams. But you know what? We've struggled. You're right. We sometimes forget that the Rams struggled with having a kick returner for many years. Like it was always kind of a sore spot in the McVay era. But when we had Brandon Powell come in and truly be a true kick return ace, that's something I hope we can re-sign him. I really do. Yeah. Oh yeah, lots of guys there. Yep, yep. Okay, AMS, hello. We are okay. We're not cheering for the 49ers. We're cheering for the Seahawks to lose, right? You know, we're not cheering for the 49ers to win. We're cheering for the Seahawks to lose. Yep, yep, yeah. Let Taylor Rapp go. Yeah. You're rooting for Seattle. Jack Ford too, but if Seattle wins, the Rams can't make the playoffs. Shay, Rams need way too much to go right to make it. Giants and Washington tying is going to mess things up. Oh, let's hope not. Lions are hot right now, and you know, Shay, that's totally like legit. Like I talk about the Rams making the playoffs because it's good content and it's fun to talk about. And being an NFL fan, you always want to cling to like the little bit of hope that you have. But yeah, a lot has to go right for the Rams. I'm not ready to say the Lions are a playoff team yet. I do think they're a team that's improved. I still think that defense is questionable. I still think that they're a team that, as soon as they're given expectations, they're setting their fandom up for heartbreak. So I don't know. That's my own thoughts on Lions. Lose for our playoff hopes. Yeah. Imagine if John Wolford can be a future Rams offensive coordinator if McVay stays. Yeah, I would love it. Honestly, like Wolford clearly contributes to the quarterback room. A lot of you probably heard him giving like audio messages to Baker Mayfield as he traveled to help explain the playbook. I think Wolford, the one of the like Wolford coaching like Easter egg that happened is against the Falcons. It was John Wolford that was able. He had the idea to like intentionally take the safety to help kind of kill the clock. So and avoid like a block punt. So like John Wolford clearly is a smart, intelligent, football IQ. He maybe just doesn't have the same kind of physical talents that a lot of other NFL quarterbacks have. But yeah, I would be okay with it, especially if he comes back as like a quarterback coach, right? I'd rather go 8-9, and if we don't make it, oh well, whatsoever. Whoever plays San Francisco will be my team that day. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I am of the mindset of I never want to ever tank again. I don't like it. I prefer if your season is done and your playoff hopes are done, I prefer you give your young players as much playing time as possible and let them learn how to win. Keep a winning culture, right? I don't want the Rams to lose out. I'm not like I've heard Ram fans like on Twitter Spaces and stuff talking about like how they want the Rams to lose out so they get a higher second round draft pick. No, ew. Like, no, I will never talk that way. I'm hope like right now, the Rams, the best they can do is 8-9, and I hope they go there. I'll cheer them on to it for sure. SM, yo, Peo, can you name one player on the Rams who you think gets traded? Ooh, I'm nervous about this. I'm wondering if maybe the Rams do some kind of salary dump trade, like what they did for Robert Woods last year. And like, do they maybe do that for Allen Robinson? I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about because the reality is, and again, it's unfortunate Allen Robinson got injured the way that he did. But before the injury, it didn't seem to happen. Hey, checking in from the Remelia Sports Report. Good to see you, my friend. Checking in from the second Rams home, Disneyland. Oh, let's go. Oh, I hope you're having a great time. Where are you in Disneyland? But thanks for checking in. Have a blast and a half. I love that place. Rice Hunter, France versus Argentina. As I'm saying, vamos, Argentina. Yes, awesome. Culture, hey, hello, Pale. Been a long time since I've been in stream. I'm glad our Rams got a win, but golly, we got a bad one. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Henderson got cut. Let me just see. Yeah. Daryl. I'm not sure if he got picked up. Yeah, because he got cut by the Jags. He never played for them. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. No, he. I have no reports of him getting claimed. Oh man, that's too bad. That's weird. That the Darrell Henderson hate is so weird because he's actually a solid running back. Huh? That is weird, weird, weird. Huh? So yeah. We're gonna have France versus Argentina. Okay, I'm seeing what you're seeing here. Yeah, yes, France versus Argentina in the finals. Yeah, bonjour français. Messi. Yeah, I would love to see Messi do it. And I think if you're a soccer fan, seeing France and Argentina in the finals, that's exciting, right? That's exciting. Silver lining in this season is we get to get young players regular season game time reps and fast track their development. Let's go, boys! Shake them back in Lambeau. Yeah, I'm open. I'm open. I love it. Yeah, he got cut. That's crazy. Crazy how Hendo is a free agent. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I would take Anderson over Eno Benjamin. Yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah, it's okay. Like you're right. Michael's right there. Yeah, with ATN and Hasty. Do you think we have a shot at winning this week? I do. I think we have a legitimate shot at winning for sure. Yeah. I Jed Santa for you're asking Santa for 2 veteran O linemen, a pass rush specialist, and a clean bill of health for Cup Stafford to begin next season. Love that. Jesus is not as good as Hendo, in my opinion. Rice Hunter, have you enjoyed the World Cup? I love having it on in the background during the week and things like that. Yeah. Rudy, your spell check is for anyone out there, know that Vermilion Sports Report, though his spell check is off today, he's normally a top-notch content creator for the Rams. His streams are often later than mine because I live in the Eastern time zone, but he lives near LA. He's got lots of great content. Make sure you go give Rudy a sub if you haven't already. Rams are 2-3 versus teams off a bye under McVay, and Packers are 1-2 under the LaFleur. 2 blowouts to Tampa and San Francisco. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Rams can come in swinging the Lambeau, and like I said at the NFC West Network last night, whether the mainstream or the average NFL fan likes it or not, they're going to get lots of Ram coverage the next couple of weeks because we got Monday Night Football in Lambeau. We have the Christmas Day game versus the Broncos. We have the I believe I might get flexed out, but I believe it's a Sunday night game versus the Chargers after that. So there's lots of Rams primetime football coming up. Oh, good. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Rice Hunter. Yeah, it's been fun. We've been spoiled as sports fans this fall for sure. Hope next year we can get a better running back. Not saying Akers is bad. There's something that needs to happen in the running back room. Yeah, something needs to happen there for sure. Do you think Ramsey will be moved to safety next year or possibly get traded? I don't think he gets traded. Culture. I have said on this show, and I've heard others say it, him getting moved to safety might be an interesting move. I think there's a lot of benefits to having Jalen Ramsey as a hard-hitting safety. Isn't it ironic how some Lions fans will be rooting for the Packers because of the draft? That is, the NFL is full of irony, and yes, that is definitely one of the most ironic things. Yeah, gonna be cold. Coldest game for the Rams since 19. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the show, Shay. Yeah, it's gonna be a cold one. Bundle up. There's still tickets available for this game, though, and they're not too expensive. So if you're in the area of Green Bay, Wisconsin, go to a Rams-Packers game. If Lions fans cheer for the Packers, the war is on. Well, hey, you have Ram fans hoping the Niners beat the Seahawks, which that's always weird. And then you have Lions fans cheering on the Packers. So, what a world we live in. I thought you discovered the unknown language engine. Who are some free agent corners after this season to help Ramsey? I haven't looked into it. I'd have to look into that. Exotic soy sauce, but definitely in the off season we'll explore that for sure. Yeah, the biggest upset is Croatia versus Brazil. Yeah. Morocco had some upsets there too, but yeah, I hear it. I had an Uber driver that was of Moroccan descent the other day, and he told me like he just is on an emotional roller coaster, and he's just been so happy about it. But because they've never made it that far. I was at the Broncos game in 2018. My wife had a blanket, but man, we had frostbite still. Cup getting hurt also. Oh man, first off, that's cool. You got to go to that game. That's awesome. But yeah, that's you got to put the blanket on, the hand warmers, the gloves, the hat. So yeah, maybe a little bit there. Yeah. Well, everyone, that is going to do it for Rams Wednesday for me. I appreciate you, each and every one of you tuning on in. Thanks for being part of the show. Just so you know, I do have the watch party, which will be on Monday. I'm not sure. I might stream one of the Saturday games. Not sure yet. But if you stay tuned to the channel. I appreciate each and everyone who's liked and subscribed, all that jazz. And Shay, I'll check you out on Twitter, and we'll find a time to collab. I do hope that each and every one of you know that you are important, and I appreciate you making me a minor character in your story today. Let me put my my groovy tunes on to close out the show. Yeah. But appreciate each and every one of you. You're awesome. And as always, go Rams. Peace out. Let's go Rams.